Hey beautiful people, welcome to the weekly Astro and Tarot forecast. Hey beautiful people, it's your girl Shakima. I'm just stopping in for a energy reading for us for this week. And when I say this week, I'm speaking about the week of the 29th of October through to the 5th of November, just to basically give us an energy forecast as far as the moon cycle in transit for this week, how it's going to be impacting our organs and chakras as a result. And I'll be able to close out the space by giving us a quick reading with the tarot, a 5-card spread. I say 5 cards, but we'll see what transpires. And I'll be able to close out the space with an energy oracle guidance, potentially provide us with an affirmation or something to work with for the day. This is something new that I'm trying, so if you guys do like it, then be sure to let me know in the comment section below how you're effectively able to utilize the information to navigate through the transit of this week for yourself, as well as giving me a thumbs up, guys. That's how I know that you like my vibe and you're, vibing with the tribe. So definitely be sure to do that. And if you feel like it's something that, somebody else can benefit from, share if you care, okay? And definitely subscribe and hit the notification bell. That way you can be kept in the know for when I do upload these awesome videos for you guys. And if you guys would, like to know more about booking me for a personal reading, then stay tuned to the very end, where I'll be able to give you some insight on how to do so, considering that these are going to be general readings, so it's not going to resonate with everyone. If it doesn't resonate, do just let it dissipate, okay? But if it does resonate and you guys would like to go a little bit deeper, stay tuned till the end. So looking at the moon transit for today, guys, today's the 29th. The moon is in Scorpio up until around about 9:59 p.m. today. So by nighttime, the moon's actually going to be going into Sagittarius. But for today, we're dealing with fixed sign energy. So we're dealing with organizing and decompartmentalizing our feelings. And as we do so, we're going to be going through a process of a transformation, because Scorpio is our 8th house, right? And that transformation is going to see us go through a death of the old and a rebirth of the new. And it's interesting because as we go through a process of phasing out the old, the organs that are being impacted by today are the genitals, anus, urethra, and prostate. So it's all about root chakra and sacral chakra activations as we navigate through the energies of today. And interestingly enough, when the moon does go into Sagittarius, because Sagittarius is a mutable sign, to go from a fixed sign to a mutable sign, which is all about change and adaptation, in how adaptable we are, we're going to be getting an opportunity to shift our perspective. And in order to do so, we are going to be navigating through the energies of anger. So the organs that are going to be activated or triggered, I guess, by tomorrow's moon transit, Wednesday the 30th of October, are the liver, hips, thighs, and sacrum. And whenever the liver is impacted by the moon transit, it has a tendency to purge the emotion of anger. And interestingly, so too does the anus and prostate. That kind of processes humility. And when people think about being humble, they think that it's a great thing. But if you're completely off balance with your humility and being humble, what you tend to find is that you have a lack of self-worth. You don't know how to value yourself because you're so busy wanting to be humble by your experience. But you kind of have to find the balance in between the two, because it may, if it's not balanced, it may show up as low self-esteem. Okay, so that's something to bear in mind. So those are some of the things that we're going to be navigating through as the week sort of kicks off for us this week. We're learning how to organize our feelings as well, so that we can avoid selling ourselves short when it comes to the humility aspect of things with the root chakra activation, and making sure that we're creating from a place that is a true reflection of ourselves as well. Because Scorpio is ruled by the planet Pluto, which is all about death and rebirth and destruction, and it incorporates the mysteries within that as well. And the mysteries are, aspects of ourselves that go unknown to us, unacknowledged, unseen to us. So it's very, very interesting. So when the moon goes into Sagittarius on the 30th, on the 29th from 9:59, so from today, it's going to stay in Sagittarius until Thursday. Okay, Thursday the 31st, Halloween. So It's going to be in Sagittarius until about 2:39 a.m. on Friday morning when it moves into Capricorn. But whilst it's actually in Sagittarius, so Sagittarius, as I mentioned, is a mutable sign. So between Wednesday, Thursday, and I guess the late part of this evening and the early part of Friday morning, we're going to be dealing with the energies of change. We're going to be dealing with the energies of changing our philosophies, changing our perspective, and it may incorporate some travel as well, because Sagittarius is ruled by Jupiter, and Jupiter is a benevolent presence in the astros. So it's all about blessings and expansion. And sometimes in order for us to be blessed, we have to sort of purge the old and sacrifice the old versions of self. So it may show up as a blessing in disguise, things that we consider to be lessons basically, but overall everything is actually a blessing. It's just that if it's not the blessing that we are receiving in the format that we want to receive it there and then, it's disguised as a lesson, which is really a blessing in disguise to give you an opportunity to do differently moving forward. Looking at the actual energies that are transpiring for us between today, tomorrow, and Thursday, it's giving us an opportunity to activate our solar plexus. It's giving us an opportunity to really stand in our own willpower. It's giving us an opportunity to make sure that, you know, whatever is in our root chakra and sacral chakra is a true reflection of the way that we're manifesting our experiences as a result. Because Friday, the moon actually goes into Capricorn at 2:39 a.m. and Capricorn's a cardinal sign. So it's going to stay in Capricorn between Friday and Saturday. The moon's going to stay in Capricorn. And Capricorn, being a cardinal sign, is all about action and really putting actions into effect. And it's interesting because Capricorn is our 10th house, and the 10th house is all about our life's work. It's all about our social status. It's really all about our debut into society. It's about how we're showing up in society as a result of our actions. And Spirit is basically giving us an opportunity to make sure that we're making those decisions from a positive reflection of ourselves. Considering that Capricorn is actually ruled by Saturn, we may be tested as a result. Are we really the people that we say that we are, or are we easily triggered to go back to the old version of self as we're trying to navigate through the process of this transit? Because I can see that the energies of Friday and Saturday, the moon in Capricorn, is going to impact our backbones, joints, knees, skin, and hair. So there is going to be some confusion because our hair is significant and responsive as our antennas. This is how we receive downloads. This is how we receive information, and depending on the frequency of our hair, it will determine the kind of downloads and guidance that we're getting, because our hair is a physical manifestation of the things that we put into our body. How healthy our hair is, again, is a physical representation of how much self-love, self-care that we are giving and gifting to ourselves as we navigate through the process. So on Friday and Saturday, I can see that there will be some confusion in the air, because we are going through a process of crown chakra activation on those 2 days, and we're learning how to find our own backbone, guys, and navigate through our experience as the true version of ourselves versus continuing to be manipulated by others, which is why I can see that the solar plexus activation between Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday was so important for us, because how are we really, you know, standing in our own willpower versus letting other people project what they want over our space, plant seeds within our subconscious, and show up as their versions of who they want us to be versus us being authentically who we are. It does seem as though things go through a process of stabilizing on Sunday, however, because on Sunday, the moon does go into Aquarius, and it's in Aquarius until Tuesday. So Aquarius is a fixed sign, and it's all about, fixed signs are all about rooting and stabilizing. So Aquarius, being our 11th house, really is our debut into society. It really is our opportunity to show our friends, our colleagues, the social network of us, who we really are. And it's interesting because all of what's transpiring for us this week is to give us an opportunity to go through a process of changing, releasing our contracts with the entity of anger by learning what are the triggers that are making us angry and really speaking on them and really releasing some of those contracts before it gets to a point of physical ailments being manifested as a result. Because that anger is causing a lot of confusion for us. And I can see that by the end of the week, we'll be able to get to a place where we have gone through forgiveness, where we have gone through, letting some of those things go off our heart versus continuing to hold on to it as we navigate through the process. So the moon goes into Aquarius on Sunday. Aquarius is ruled by Saturn and Uranus. So when the moon goes into Aquarius, it's like there'll be a lot of unpredictability. It's almost like we won't be able to see each other coming. We won't be able to see, the way that our friends are acting and interacting with us coming, because we were so fixed and focused on potentially who they were before. But as we change, so too do the people around us, shift their vibration as well. Otherwise, if they're not growing with us, they will grow apart from us and they will shift out of our experiences as such. So there may be some experiences where people may be shifting out of your experience between Sunday and Tuesday, where there isn't as much contact, there isn't as much communication, simply because they're going through their own processing. I can see as well that the organs that are being impacted by the moon transit for the Aquarius transit are the calf, ankle, shins, and anchovies. So we're going through a process of lower leg shifts. We're shifting paths. We're shifting the way that we were walking our journey, and we're moving into different lanes, different avenues, because we're going back to the root chakra to redefine that version of self, to really re-identify that version of self that we are showing up as in the world. And it is going to be a big transition for us, because again, what I can see is that the moon does go into Pisces at 11:08 on Tuesday evening, 11:08 p.m. on Tuesday night. So again, we are going to be going through a process of literally just dealing with moving from 11th house energy and focusing on how we're showing up in society versus what's going on in our subconscious mind, what's going on in the unseen realms of ourselves, what's going on in our dreamy natures and reflection of ourselves, what's going on in the third eye aspect of ourselves, essentially, because the organs that's going to be triggered, I guess, as the moon goes into Pisces at 11:08 on Tuesday, the 5th of November, are the feet, toes, and pineal gland. So that's all about third eye perspectives and shifts going on. So we are going to be going through a process. What we start today, we'll be able to complete by next Tuesday, basically. By next Tuesday night, if we're doing the work to release some of the anger that we've been holding on to for experiences that we've dealt with, it will actually give us an opportunity to let that go, release it off our heart, so that we can clear some of the clouding of the projections over our third eye as a result, because as we're holding on to the energy, it's actually clouding our judgment of our experience. So yeah, let's go and have a look, because anger is a surface emotion. Anger is basically saying that I've been hurt by a situation and I don't know how to deal with it. So I'm projecting and showing up as anger, but really I'm hurt, I'm wounded, and I don't know that I'm able to be vulnerable right now, because I may just need to be defensive and guarded, pretty much. Okay, so let's just go and have a look and see what's going on in terms of the energies of this week for us with a 5-card spread, hopefully. What is the divine guidance spirit for my L.I.F.E Warriors for this week, Tuesday the 29th of October to Tuesday the 5th of November? So in the past, we've been dealing with literally just getting victory after victory, win after win. We've been clear about our focus. We've been clear about our intention. We've been clear about our direction. And in the present moment, we're learning how to be a lot more resilient. We're learning how to be a lot more resourceful with our resources, with our tools, and with our power and potential and capability to actually create new for ourselves. And moving forward, I can see that we will be very demanding. We will find ourselves being able to kind of be somewhat aggressive as we navigate through the process. So be mindful of that as you're moving forward. Being resilient doesn't mean that you have to sort of show up as being aggressive. You can just kind of give yourself an opportunity to be heard in a manner where you're expected versus being feared. Okay, because I can see that a lot of the demanding tendencies and behaviors that we may be projecting in the future is due to financial failures that we're sort of navigating from, not really taking care of ourselves as a result, being disappointed of the fact that we haven't really taken care of ourselves, and we're projecting that out into the world, and it's causing a lot of tension and conflict and disagreement as a result. So bear that in mind as you navigate through the transits of this week. Okay, beloveds? Right. What is the divine guidance, Spirit? Okay, so where we are, guys, interestingly enough, we are at the path of the King of Pentacles. So we're at the path of learning how to be efficient. We're learning how to be conservative in the way that we are manifesting, learning how to be conservative in our energy, our timing, our resources, our finances. We're learning how to be a lot more clear, because the the Knight of Pentacles is one of the slower knights in terms of the manifestation process. But guess what? When the Knight of Pentacles comes into place, whatever he does lay down, whatever he does put into practice, it's something that does have an opportunity to manifest as the King of Pentacles, where it's complete abundance, because one has learned how to decompartmentalize, how to moderate, how to be conservative with their energies and resources. And the path that we're crossing is learning how to not let things distract us, learning how to not put our eggs in so many different baskets and deplete our energy in the process, because those are just illusions that are being used as distraction coping mechanisms, so that we can, I guess, take less accountability for the things that we do and the way that we show up in the world as a result. And it's not necessarily helping us. So Spirit's giving us an opportunity to transform it. Spirit's giving us an opportunity to be able to forgive some of the financial losses, so that we can be open to basically putting ourselves into our work circumstances that's going to give us an opportunity to reap the benefits financially. But it is going to take a lot of our time as we move forward into our state of recovery. There are going to be challenges. There are going to be a lot of grounding work that needs to take place. But we do have to, try to navigate through our self-doubt, the part of us that says that we aren't worthy of having the things that we're working towards. We kind of have to navigate through those aspects of ourselves, because that's why we were so keen to just distract ourselves with all of these things that wasn't necessarily serving us any greater good in terms of the purpose that we were trying to manifest for ourselves with the situation. Let's see, what's in the past trajectory, Spirit, for my L.I.F.E Warriors for the week of October 29th, to November 5th. What's in the past trajectory coming into this week? Okay. So the past trajectory for you guys coming into this week is that you had learned how to become emotionally calm. You'd learned how to become emotionally balanced based on the fact that you had to go through some isolation. You had to go through a process of introspection. You had to go soul searching for your limiting perspectives that were basically not allowing you to be emotionally calm, weren't allowing you to be emotionally balanced. You had to basically go back and look at the things that were missed opportunities and realize they were actually blessings in disguise. And it's going to help you to make better decisions and choices for yourself moving forward. I can see that, in the past you had been indecisive, and it was because you weren't necessarily focused on your goals. You were really just more or less focused on what other people needed from you as a result. And now you're actually at a place where you're more grounded, because you're warming to yourself. And by doing so, you're able to embrace your community, because you're able to express yourself creatively as a result of the work that you've been doing. And moving forward, you will feel comfortable in yourself. You will be able to, find the justice that you're seeking for yourself, find the peace that you're seeking for yourself as a result of the work that you've been doing beneath the surface, to be able to feel comfortable, to be able to feel content, to be able to feel as though your wishes are being answered, your prayers are being answered. And it does seem as though there will be a sudden change in terms of selfishness in partnerships as a result of you taking the time to, I guess, learn how to honor yourself in the past. What is in the future trajectory for my L.I.F.E Warriors for this week? Okay, guys, so in the future trajectory, what I can see is that we're going through a transformation of disorganization. We're going through a transformation of financial disarray. Moving into next week, we should be able to start to see changes in terms of not necessarily our finances straight off the bat, but opportunities that will give us an opportunity to, make new financial possibilities for ourselves possible, because we are going to have to learn how to plan accordingly, and that's going to take a lot of contemplation, a lot of meditation, and learning how to balance everything moving forward as a result of doing so. Okay, beloveds, I'm going to check and see what's going on in the subconscious mind and the conscious mind with the energy cards for us as a result. So what's going on in the subconscious mind for my L.I.F.E Warriors for the week of the 29th of October to the 5th of November? Okay, so in the subconscious mind, You guys are dealing with sacral chakra imbalances. We're dealing with creative blocks. We're dealing with feeling as though things aren't necessarily manifesting in a way that is feeling true to the nature of what we're trying to create for ourselves, true to the nature of what we'd like to create for ourselves. And it feels as though we are not really sure of who we are and how we're showing up in the world as a result of that. So that's what's going on in our subconscious mind. But we are going to be speaking about it. We are going to be speaking about the fact that we want to create a new norm for ourselves. We want to let go of the contracts of, stormy warnings that's holding us, resentful and frustrated about things that didn't necessarily work out for us, so that we can take an opportunity to move forward, looking ahead instead of continuing to look behind us. Okay, what is in the conscious mind for my L.I.F.E Warriors for the week of the 29th? Okay, so in the conscious mind, guys, what we do have is that we are working. Let me just get some space for us, guys, because there was a lot that's going on for us in the conscious mind. So we've been thinking a lot about the past situations and circumstances, and looking maybe at how we had been manipulated, how we had been manipulative, and really just thinking about how we do have a lot of talents, we do have a lot of skills that we haven't necessarily utilized as much as we possibly could have done. And we are getting, in the conscious mind, we're actually getting a lot of downloads. We've got some crown chakra activation as well as solar plexus activation as we navigate through the process. So by doing that, I can see that we're not sort of taking ourselves too seriously moving forward. We are giving ourselves an opportunity to rest as and when we need to, and work smarter instead of working harder on situations, because we are working towards our goals versus working towards the goals of others, working towards the goals of what other people want for us. And it seems as though, we're letting go of some of those caring connections, because our attachments to other people had us, considering their feelings before our own. And because of that, we weren't effectively able to tap into the abundance that was ever present for us, because that was present for us and who we are, versus the version of us that they have created by planting seeds in our subconscious mind. It seems as though this week is giving us an opportunity to pluck out some of those seeds, figure out what seeds we do want to nurture, and really start the process of navigating on the timeline that is going to see us really be our true selves, really be a version of ourselves that isn't so moody, because we're not taking the time to strategize in our own lives and appreciate our own blessings and appreciate the abundance that's here for us. And I'm gonna say this, the happy family situations that we're hoping for, there are things that are going to be disrupted in the process, I'm not gonna lie, because we are learning how to, again, like I say, let go of what people want for us versus what we want for ourselves. And that may disrupt the dynamics, because we may have done that in the past out of fear of not being accepted. And now that we're learning how to love ourselves, we realize that the only person that needs to accept us is ourselves. And because of that, it may cause some sort of disruption in our family dynamics and circumstances. But what it will bring to us is an opportunity to be content with new contracts that we're putting into place, contracts that will show us, and others, how to respect us, how to value our boundaries, how to appreciate us in the safety of our boundaries, versus them just continuing to feed off our energy and create the version of us that they want us to live up as in terms of their expectations of us versus who we feel that we truly are. Okay, beloveds, I hope that was useful for you guys. I hope that you guys have been able to effectively utilize the information to navigate through the transits of this week. As per usual, beloveds, I'm sending you guys nothing but love, light, and positive intentions for the journey ahead. What I would say to you guys is give yourself an opportunity to be heard and seen. And moving forward, just know that even if it feels like it's not happening, it's just a process to it, okay? And the process is going to take time. You have to go from all the scattered energy to realizing how to navigate through your abundance, because the scattered energy can sometimes happen when we are, again, like I said, putting our eggs in all of these different baskets without taking the time to nurture our feelings. Okay, beloveds? Definitely, guys, be sure to comment down below and let me know how you guys have been able to effectively utilize the information. do be sure to give me a thumbs up. Let me know that you like the content. Share if you care, guys, if you feel like somebody else would be able to benefit from the information here. And 110%, do not forget to subscribe. Hit the notification bell. That way you can be kept in the know for as and when I upload these awesome videos for you guys. Okay, beloveds? That's everything from me. I will see you guys in the next one. If you guys would like to book a personal reading with me, before I do forget, check out the link in the description box below where you guys can get access to me for a personal reading, shadow work mentorship sessions, energy healing sessions, as well as that very same link you can connect with me via my other social media channels, my Patreon channel, where you guys can tap into exclusive content to go a little bit deeper into the scope and insights here. And via my website as well, you guys can actually get access to purchasing the November romance guidance for all 12 of the different zodiacs, the extended readings, either as a one-off payment to be able to get access to it, or just to rent it for a couple of days. Okay, all of that awesomeness being said, I'm just gonna let that marinate with you guys, leave that with you guys for now, and I guess I'll see you guys in the next one. Ashe, and God bless. Mwah. That's all, folks. Thanks for watching. Be sure to subscribe and hit the bell for more.